Hey bosses, I'm glad you're with me today because it is Ask Dr. Heather, and today I'm answering a question that I get asked frequently, and I'm thinking that if I get asked it, then you also might be experiencing the same concerns or feelings of not knowing what to do. So today's topic is what your employees want to hear most from you. And so this is really important because obviously we always want, employee retention, and we want our employees to be engaged. So if you have a better understanding of what they are wanting to hear from you most, that might help a lot. And this is really important now because, obviously times are turbulent. We've got COVID going on. Some businesses are closing, others are downsizing. People are now working remotely. And so now how do you deal with all of that? And there are challenges that truly, truly exist. And your employees, simply put, want to feel safe. They want to feel like they have the ability to thrive within your company. And they also want access to the tools and resources that are going to help them be successful in getting their job done successfully. All right. Hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. So if this is a topic that others might be having the same questions, then always feel free to share. I'm really here to help and serve you and help you be better at leading your teams. All right, so let's just get right into it. So I did take some notes because this is, a question that I got asked, and I wanted to make sure that I really kind of touch on it as thoroughly as I can, but obviously within a very short time frame. So we can only get so thorough. But one of the things that your people want to hear most from you is that they want specific direction. They want to be clear on what the expectations are. Your employees don't want to be blindsided by what might happen down the road. They want to be prepared. And the more that you share what's going on with giving them clear direction on what the expectations are, the better prepared that they are going to be. So I wanted to also keep in mind that when it comes to being specific with direction, share what they obviously is expected, but I don't want you to be avoiding the conversation or be vague, because that does not help them in the end. All right. The second thing that your employees want to hear most from you is that you believe in them. And if you want your employees to feel like they can fulfill their full potential, then you need to share that you trust in them and you believe in them to be able to do the job that you actually are paying them to do. So with that comes the ability for you to coach and mentor them so they are successful. Coach them on how to handle situations, what knowledge they might need to learn, and maybe even some skills that need to be developed. Also, when it comes to coaching and mentoring, empowerment is hugely important. So empower them to make decisions, empower them to learn from mistakes if that's what needs to be done. I remember when I used to work for a company, it was obviously for me, it was in a sales role. And basically my company, my supervisor, my boss told me, hey, Heather, go out and be creative and do things and try new things, because whatever you do is not going to break the company. Now, the company that I worked for was very large, so obviously what little me did was not going to break them. So depending on your size company, empower them to be able to solve problems and make decisions. Also, when it comes to believing in you or believing in them, tell the employees that you care about them. Tell them that you care about them not only as your employee, but also as a person. And so this can be incorporated, in what you're doing on a daily basis, such as your emails, the video conferencing, your text messages, even a phone call. But let them know that you care about them and care about how they're feeling, how they're experiencing their workload. Do things need to be realigned? But you need to let them know that you care. Now, the third thing that your people want to hear from you is that you are transparent. And transparency means that you share what's going on in the business. All right. And this can incorporate things such as communicating regularly with your team on the current state of your business and the next steps that need to be taken. Obviously, if your employees are not hearing transparent business direction and what's going on from you, then they're going to get it from the grapevine. And if they're getting their communication from the grapevine, 9 times out of 10, it is not accurate. It is hearsay, and it is not going to be the information that you actually want them to have. So always make sure that you are first in communicating what is happening in the company, what's expected, and what the next steps are that you're going to take. Also, when it comes to transparency, be authentic. Don't downplay what is happening if it is not good. Be optimistic to a point, but not overly optimistic that people see what really is happening and they just think you're blowing smoke. So be transparent with regard to what is happening in your company. All right, now the fourth way that your people, your employees want to hear most from you is they want to be recognized for their achievements. So when it comes to achievements, there was actually a poll taken that I wanted to share this with you. It's a Harris poll, and in the poll, employees were asked about the top 10 communication issues that keep bosses from being effective leaders. And interesting enough, 63% of respondents said that failure to properly recognize employees for their achievements was their top complaint. So this is really important, that 63% of the people responding, the employees responding, were not satisfied with how they were being recognized. So say thank you to them. Acknowledge that the wins that they have are there. And even one thing to think about is to think about their unique contributions, their unique skills that led to an accomplishment. So say something like, hey, I'm so appreciative of how you included every team member in making that decision and problem solving, that it was really appreciated and no one was left out. And that is really unique to your skill set, that you are so inclusive. So that is something that people like to hear, that you recognize their unique contributions that they bring to the team. All right, and now the fifth thing that your employees want to hear most from you is that you share credit. So when there are successes, some bosses have very high egos and they want to take credit for everything. If you do this, you are killing the trust of your team and they're not going to work very hard for you. So when it comes to successes, recognize those that contributed to that success and share in that. Recognize those team members, because in the long run, everyone knows who they report to. Everybody knows that it was your leadership that led to that success, but it was the workers that actually achieved it. They're the ones that worked very hard for you. So recognizing their achievement is really important. Yes, so don't take all credit for the job success. So I wanted to just recap real quickly what your employees want to hear most from you. First is specific direction. Second, believe in them. Third is transparency. Fourth is recognizing those achievements. And fifth is that you are going to share credit when credit's due. So just keep in mind that you typically as a boss are looking for unique characteristics and qualities in employees. But I'm going to give you a little hint. Your employees are looking for unique qualities and characteristics about you that are going to help them be successful. So it's your attributes that are just as important as well. So keep that in mind. Hopefully you found this video useful, and if you did, please like the button below. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video if others that you think might benefit as well. And with that, don't forget to go out and be that boss that your employees want to work for. Until next time, bye guys.